Hey, what's going on here?
Ah, gee, what's the big idea, Uncle Popeye? You spoiled our 4th of July.
Listen, kids, fireworks is too dangerous. I'm gonna see that you has a safe and sane 4th of July.
Who wants to be safe? Yeah, and who wants to be sane?
Just a minute, kids, and we'll all play some nice games.
Come on, Uncle Popeye. Let's play baseball.
That's a good game. Let's go. Okay, boys, here comes me famous Dipsky Doodle drop pitch. Strike one.
Come on, let's get our fireworks and have some real fun.
Stand by, boys. These hot dogs will be barking in a minute. Hornets! Hop in, boys. We're gonna have a nice drive in the country.
That's swell, Uncle Popeye.
And away we go, boys. I hope you kids is enjoying the countryside. It's beautiful. Why, them rascals, they double-crossed me. Look out!
is fun. Yeah, and it's safer than shooting off fireworks.
And a one fish, two fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. And a one fish, two fish. And a red fish, blue fish. Okay, so Twitch is a go. Hey, Charles. Okay, so Twitch is a go. Hey, Charles. All right, let's tune that down. Let's just take a peek over here into the YouTube. Into the YouTube. YouTube is a go. Twitch is a go. We're all go. Charles is here. I'm going to be working on the, what do I call it? Creekside. Hey, it's Rod Shelley. So, I'm making good progress on this outfit. I'm optimistic I'll have it done before the end of the week. I need to kind of catch up because the other one I didn't get submitted until Monday, which was yesterday, which means I was like 5 days off schedule on that. Hey, it's Rod. How you doing, Rod? How you doing, Charles? How's Joe doing? How's life, the universe, and everything? Oh, by the way, happy National Macaroni Day. Now all we need is some cheese. We're going to add buttons. We're going to start the, so first things first, we're going to set up the undone versions. I currently have the outfit split up into pants and shorts. So I made it, actually, I got a lot done today, it feels like. One of those days where I was able to kind of focus. So we take them when we can get them. So right now I have the shorts and the pants. We're gonna have to find buttons for these. Good. Visited the nurse practitioner. Visit with the nurse. Yay. Rod lives. This is coming along nicely. I am really happy with how this is looking. if I say so myself. We got our shirt. We got our pants. I'm now going to make the version. Oh, you know what? I got to realign the dots on the belt. But we're not going to do that on. Actually, you may get to that. We'll see how fast things go. Oh, and chicken. You're going to live and chicken Alfredo? Wow, that's a double win, Rod. But what I want to do is I want to set up the undone version. The shirt's going to be easy because I just get in there and we can just easily grab those and delete them and save it out. So let's switch over to this. Let's make a few changes to the shirt here. Come over here. We're going to do scene identifier. I'm going to call this Creekside shirt undone. And right here, we're going to say Creekside shirt undone. And then I'm going to accept that. And now there's the little pieces that hold everything together. We're going to delete those out. Geometry editing, delete selected polygons. Oops, you know what? I should probably select some polygons. Geometry selection. Select by surface. These ones right here. Shirt, buttons, attachment. I want those. And now I can delete those. And just to make sure, we'll run the simulation. Ideally, the shirt will come apart. Maybe not. Let's see what's holding it together. Did I not Oh, you know what it is. It's my D4 settings. I have this kind of stiff. That's what it is. Doi. You know what? For the undone version, we'll reset the... Yeah, I have that up to 0.5. I'm probably going to change that later. Let's just set that to 1. Let's run the simulation again. I'm still not quite getting the separation I'm looking for. Did I type in my... I did. You know what it is? Let's just put dynamic strength to 1 for everything. Just to make sure I don't inadvertently have something holding it together. Okay, we're going to examine why you aren't falling loose. I can see all the way through there. Do I have something that inadvertently... I might have to tweak the geometry a little bit. Okay, let's export it out and take a look at it in Blender. We want to turn mesh resolution back to base. Mesh smoothing off. I'm going to export this. You know what? I'm going to save this over here. I'm going to say shirt undone G8F. I'm going to accept that. Going to make me coffee. All right, see you when you get back, Charles. All right, we're going to activate Blender. Okay, import. Let's go to the whip. Let's go to Morse. Shirt G8F. Undone. And let's take a look at... You know what? It's still there, isn't it? That's what my problem is. Did I not... You know what? Let's try this again. You know what? They're still there. There's my problem. Oh, they're not deleted. What the hell? What the farfignugan? Dude. Ah. All right. Let's try this again. Geometry selection. Select by surface. Sure. There we go. We got it that time. Geometry, editing, delete selected polygons, yes. Okay, now let me check the sim. There we go. I thought I had deleted it, but I didn't delete it. My problem is now, you know, we're going to reset the D-force on this later. So that's probably okay. I want the sleeves to be stiff so they kind of hold in shape. You can kind of see them flopping apart right now. But anyhow, that's the basis. That does what it needs to do. Oops. Wrong button. Let's do that. Let's come over here. I think I already did this though, didn't I? I think I already checked the scene identifier. Shirt undone, shirt undone. I think we're good to go. All right, let's save shirt undone. That says shirt. Is it going to say shirt undone? G8 female. Product is Creekside shirt undone. Follower shirt, just say female, Chris Cox. Got it. Okay, now let me see if we can tweak the pants. There's a couple of parts in here I gotta get rid of. There's these little strips in here holding the belt in. So I kind of have to figure out which parts that I want to get rid of. And I don't have them named nicely. So this gets a little tricky. You know what? If I hide the belt, here we go. So we're going to work on the shorts now. And so I'm going to hide the belt so we can kind of see what we're doing. The part that I want to work on is this and this, both of which are invisible right now. Let's make them visible. That'll be a start. Oh, you're supposed to be belt still. I gotta reassign you and resave you. So I want to delete these. And I want to delete these. These are the easy ones. And I want to delete this back to about this loop here on this side and on this side. First things first, let's get rid of that. And at some point, we got to put a button right there. So let's go into tools again. So I want the shorts attachment. I'm going to select that. So that's the two little strips holding the front of the pants together. So that I can just get rid of. And then I'm going to get rid of these. So we're going to do these a few at a time. Okay, so that's the part that holds the end of the belt to the other side of the belt. So we're going to get rid of those. Delete selected polygons. Yes, please. And then I want to delete this strip back to about, I think right there. Yeah, right there. And then I'll get rid of this one too. Geometry editing, delete selected polygons. Yes, please. Okay, then we're going to kind of delete this back to here. We'll see how this works. These are the things that are holding the belt in place. So when they go away, the belt should be able to be a little freer to move. Geometry editing, delete selected polygons, say yes, please. Okay, and let's bring the belt back in. And when I run this, that loop should still be holding this belt in. But, we'll do this. We'll see what happens. Okay, this is all real stiff, so we're going to change that to make it move a little bit. So I'm going to alter the belt and the waistband. And I'm going to leave, and I'm going to alter belt end, belt end. Belt attachment should be gone. And shorts, waists. Those I set to like 0.5 on the denim strength. We'll set those to 1, and now we'll see what this happens. Now will you fall apart? Yep. I think that's going to work. I am happy with that. That is kind of the results I was looking for. So we're going to save this now. Actually, we're going to come over here. Back to the scene tab. Edit scene identifier. So that's going to be shorts. Undone. Creekside shorts. Undone. Genesis 8 female. And accept that. I want to just check and so my morph still works there. That morph still works. I'm optimistic those will be good. Okay, because of the way I work, I'm just going to shut off and we're going to restart Daz and we're going to do the Genesis 9 versions. Then we're going to set up the buttons. Then we're going to play with textures. At least that's the plan. If I don't get too bogged down on buttons. So the pants, the shorts get one button, one little, like those steel jeans buttons. And then we're going to run regular buttons up the shirt. I need 6 on the shirt because I put 6 buttonholes on there. I don't need that. That just told me I was screwing up. And I find it kind of helps to shut Daz down and relaunch it every time I kind of do a couple of these. So Daz doesn't get confused as to what I'm working on. Okay, now we're going to do the Genesis 9 version. Did I save that? Oh, no. Did I? Oh no, I didn't save the undone shorts. Damn it. Damn. Oh, all right. We'll get those. It should go faster the second time. Okay, there's the shorts. There's the shirt. We're going to select the shirt. We're going to come over here with our geometry tool. Geometry selection by surface, button attachments. Actually, let's come over here. You know what? I should be able to do that. There we go. I got it that time. Geometry editing, delete selected polygons. I'm going to knock out the shorts real quick here. Okay, it works easiest if I hide the belt. And then I need to apply a shader to this so I can see it. It helps if I actually select it right. Also, I have an attachment in here. That one I can just get rid of. So this thing right here, shorts attachment. That's the one right here holding the zipper together. So we can select that and delete that out. Okay, and then we're going to come delete those. Delete these. Come over here. Where was I? I think I was getting from here on. Basically these 4. And then we'll delete those. And now we'll do a little bit of, I don't know, is this gonna, it's acting a little funny because I got stuff hidden. Um, okay, now that's working. We're going to change some settings here just so I can see this work. Okay, change that, change this, change that, and those. Set them all to 1. Run the sim. It's pretty much what I was expecting it to do. So those are a little stiff. That's why they're kind of hanging out together there. That's fine. All right. Into the scene tab, into the editor, scene identifier. That becomes undone. That becomes undone. Same thing with this, the shorts. Sarah wants to know if there's going to be a. Yeah, these actually lend themselves really well to having an unzip morph. Definitely. But yeah, as you noticed. Okay, let's save these out. These are Genesis 9. I have to read you Genesis 8 because I accidentally closed without saving. Doy. I think I got the shirt selected. This will be shirt. I got to make sure I don't overwrite anything like I tend to do. Product, Creekside shirt, undone, G9, accept that. It does its thing. Okay, we got the shorts selected. Let's save that right there. Done. Creekside, the rest of that should be good. I want to just sanity check my morphs. So that seems to be working okay. Those are still working. So I think we're good. I have to do the pants for Genesis 8 because I did them, but then I didn't save them. But it always goes quicker the second time. At least for me, it does. I don't know about the rest of you. But I tend to learn from my mistakes. And if they were recent enough mistakes, I actually remember them. If they're old mistakes, I forget and then redo them. Okay, so the short, I'm going to just double check my shirt. I just want to make sure my morphs still work. That looks like it's still good. Okay, let's do the pants now. Same drill we did on the Genesis 9 one. Geometry editor. There's the 2 little thin invisible strips in here. We're just going to get rid of those. Those are called shorts attachments. So I'm going to select that and delete those. Okay, I'm going to hide the belt because it's easier to see what I'm doing. I'm going to come over here to belt attachment. We're going to put a surface on that so we can see it. A shader, because it's invisible right now. And what are you? You are belt attachment. There we go. There they are. And I still have my loop named wrong. And then I'm going to get rid of those. Okay. And these two strips are the ones that hold the end of the belt to the rest of the belt. So we're going to get rid of those so the belt can come apart. So these are all just geometry that holds the belt in place on the pants. Normally it's got a invisible shader on it so you don't see it. So here we are just going to delete the selected polys. And then I've got some over here I'm going to get rid of. I think there's 4 on each side. I was kind of paying attention when I did this on the and now my tool stopped working. God damn it. All right, tool is back. Okay, that should be good. I'm going to set up the material, the D4 settings and everything for these later. We're just going to get these kind of saved out. And we'll just double check these. So I'm going to select that, and the belt end, and the waist. And we're going to adjust the D-force on that so we can see it come apart. Just to do a test. That looks perfect. Okay, what else did I need to do with this? I wanted to just double check. I'm just making sure my mortars still look like they're working. They look like they're still working. Yay. Okay, we're not going to overwrite the Genesis 9 version. I'm going to come over here and save it. Actually, I haven't set this up yet over here. Let's do... I got to go back into the scene identification. Let's call that undone. And likewise, undone. One. I need a space right there. Okay, now I can save this. Oh, and that's Genesis 9, so let's not save over that. There it is. See? And then we just put undone there. Do that. Gonna accept that. Okay, so I'm gonna close down Daz again, just to be safe. Although that time I did save the shorts. So we're gonna put the buttons on the main versions, and then I'll put the buttons on the undone versions later on. And I'm gonna hunt down buttons. And I'm going to hunt down map files for buttons and things like that. Let's start looking. I have buttons in my PJs. We're going to use those for the shirt. Although they might be a little... I did make them a little large, but they might look okay on this shirt. We'll see. I can always change the size of them later. We're going to projects. So the pajamas was in CC Basics. Number 10 was PJs. I think I've ended up doing everything as one. I was thinking I was going to split it into two, and I changed my mind because it's just becoming overly complicated. Buttons. You know what? I'm just going to copy that. We're going to bring that over to over here. I'm going to just paste that there, and we're just going to rename this Creekside. And we're going to rename all of these. Right now they say CC10 because they were from the Pajama Project. So let's change CC10 PJs to Creekside. That looks good. And we have black, we have white, and we have tortoiseshell. Definitely going to use those. I don't know if I'm going to use any others or not. I just like tortoiseshell buttons. That's all. And of course, you need black and white. So with these three, I can usually match them to most shirts. What I do need to do is we got to run back over here. I think, did I put a button in here? I did. I'm going to just grab that. I am going to go with a smaller button, though. You know what? We're going to make this button a little bit smaller on the outside. For the PJs, I made them a little larger. For this, I think I'm just going to make it a little smaller. So I'm just going to copy that. And we're just going to pop it in Blender and just take the outside edges down a little bit, I think. Copy. Back over to here. Let's just drop this over here in the whip folder. I'm going to rename you Creekside. And we're going to get Blender, copy Blender going here. I want to see how big this is. I'm thinking 15 millimeters, and I'm thinking that button might be closer to 20. But we'll see. I could always just drop this into DAS too and see how that's looking. Also, I need a jeans button. So I think I can steal that from the Rebel outfit. So let's go grab that while I'm thinking about it. And we'll pop in the blender back. We'll pop back the blender in a minute. That's the one. So over here, projects, Rebel outfit is in the 50s. What do we call you? 50s Rebel outfit or just 50s or Rebel? Rebel, there it is. And we'll take a look in the whip folder and we'll see if we've got any buttons hanging out in here. Button. I'm going to pull the back of that out a little bit further. But anyhow, that works for our jean button. So I don't have to do anything. That one is just good as it is. Except I want to just make the stem a little longer, I think. So I'm just going to copy that. And you know what, over here, I'm going to call that shirt button. And then this one will be Creekside Shorts button. Damn it. So we're going to get those. I think I'll put, and then I think there's textures for the button. Somewhere in here. Do I not have? Boots, jacket, tee. Are you in the tee folder? See, that's got the pants. That's the jacket. Did I not set up? Maybe I just put generic materials on that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to UV map, and then I have to change them. Never mind. I don't have textures for that button, so I probably should make some textures for that button. How weird. I probably just put generic shaders or something on them. Or it's really small and it's sitting on there, so I have to retexture it anyhow. Anyhow, are you my blender? Let's do this. Let's import these buttons in here and work on them. Projects. Oh, you're not alphabetized. Western, Creekside, Whip, date modified. Nope. There's the belt buckle. Nope. You are. Did I not? Shorts button. And there's the shirt button. Okay, shorts button is somewhere else. All right, you're up here. Let's line you up better. Apparently, I modeled this in place. So, origin to geometry. We're just going to line you up like so. I think that's good. I said I wanted to pull this back out. And you know what? Since we're in here fixing it, I'm going to go ahead and... Daz doesn't care about n-gons, but I'm going to get rid of that anyhow. I just want to make that a little wider. I'm just going to taper out a little bit. We're going to delete that out. And I'm just going to grid fill in. And because I like nice, neat lines, we'll rotate that a little bit. That's probably close, because then I can just kind of... Oops. Do that. Let's set you to the... Let's put you to the center of the universe. Okay, that's good. You know what? That's... How big are you? You're 16 millimeters. You know what? That button's probably fine. I'm not going to do anything to it. And then I'm just going to save this. That's probably good. Okay, let's make sure this is UV mapped. It is. That's some basic UV mapping though. Do you have a texture associated with you? Button shorts. Actually, let's say shorts button. No button. shorts. I like that. All right, let's go ahead and export you. We're just going to save you back over this. That should be good. All right. In here, let's get the buttons loaded in and saved into the data folder. There we go. Import shorts button. Accept. I'll texture this up later. And I'm just going to double check. So that looks fine. Oh, you know what? I want the center of the button to actually be right about there. So let's rig it. Oh, because it put the center where it shouldn't be anyhow. So that's 0. That's 0. And we're just going to pull that right about there. And then that's 0. And that's 0. And we'll just drag that so it just kind of sits like so. All right, let's memorize. Selected rigging. Let's save that. I'm just going to stick it over in here. Button shorts. Actually, let's make sure we check this. All right, that looks good. That looks good. All right, this is good to save. And, I could always just say prop. All right, we got you saved. Get the other button in here. Shirt button. There we go. So we're going to put its center right about there. And we'll just double check. You have a button and you have a thread. That's going to be fine. Oh, the other button's still in here. Let me see. I could just call that button. No, I like this. This way, it doesn't have the same name. It has a different material name than the other buttons, so they don't get confused when we're doing HMATs. So there we go. So that's going to work out. Okay, this one you can see our center is in the wrong spot, so we're going to move that. And I actually kind of want the center right about here. And then this is just the end. This isn't really important, but it just looks neater if I just line it up like this. And then we'll just memorize that. I'm just going to give you a generic share. And then we'll just save you. Right there, button shirt. Creekside. You know what? We'll just call you a prop. Okay, that should be good. All right, let's do, I think I'm in the Genesis. Let's set up the Genesis 8. So we're going to put up a bunch of rigid follow nodes. I may have to make a morph, or I may have to adjust the shape of the shorts a little bit so we can get the button under the belt properly. Or it may be okay. Or, you know what? I don't really, because the belt covers the button, I'm tempted not to do. I'm going to put it in there, and if I change, and if it seems to be problematic, we'll get rid of it. And you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to set the display to be, there it is. Actually, so I'm gonna get rid of both of these. We're gonna load them in. I'm gonna remember to do the thing. Let's set up the shorts first. Shorts. And what I want is there's a buttonhole right there. And I can see part of this. I have to resave these shorts at some point. I should do that now. There's a belt loop in here which is assigned to the wrong material. So we're going to fix that. Um, right here, this belt attachment. We're going to make that. We made it visible before. Shorts belt attachment. No, it's not. It's. Did I get rid of it before? Where's my loopy loop? I have that. I've applied you. I do not see it. It's because I have the wrong thing selected. It's because I'm looking at the surfaces, but I have the Genesis 8 selected, so I can't change it. That's what's screwing me up. That's better. This thing right here is assigned to the wrong surface. So I'm gonna reassign it over to the belt instead of the attachment. Arg. Okay, looks good. Let's just make sure. Okay, it is what I think it is. So I'm going to resave the shorts. This is the Genesis 8 shorts right there. All of that looks good. I think, do I have anything? Nope, I'm good. All right, so I'm going to reload just to make sure we have the latest version. Should be good. I'm just going to double. I can see this now. Oh, I got to make you guys invisible again. Damn it. There we go. There we go. They're invisible now. Let's resave. I don't have to reload it again. Although I probably should just to make sure. I think this is good. Okay, that's better. All right, let's get a button in a, so there's a belt buckle. There's the shorts. We're going to do a couple of things. I'm going to attach the belt buckle to this little loop back in here. So we're going to put a rigid follow node on that. So I'm just going to select, that's called belt end. So I'm just going to select that, and then we can just do a geometry assignment, create rigid follow node, buckle. Oh, and that needs to go on the lower abdomen. Like so. Oops. So that needs to go right there. Okay, excellent. Let's make some changes to that real quick. Right in here in general. I'm going to set the rotations all to 0. Okay, we're going to set our visibility to off. Memorize that. Let's lock it in place. Let's memorize that again just to be sure. Now we'll take our belt buckle and we'll parent it to that, and hopefully when I reset it, it falls right onto the spot it needs to go. We might need to tweak the positioning of that just a little bit, but it's pretty close. So that looks kind of good. I can maybe rotate you just a little bit like that. I need to redo these spots on the belt so that they line up with this buckle. Also, let's check. So when we render, it adds like an extra 1.5 or 2 millimeters of thickness. So we're going to just turn the I-ray on so we can actually see what it looks like when it's thick with the displacement map. So that's looking not too bad. Although you can see my holes aren't lining up, so I got to fix that. Look at that pretty pattern I got on that belt buckle. That is one fine looking belt buckle. It's a little thick, but that's okay. I'm going to live with that. I'm happy with that. Let's memorize the belt buckle. And then the question is, do I really need to add a button back behind there on these? Because you're not going to see it. So I'm leaning towards, for the shorts, we're not going to do that. At least for these. Maybe for the undone shorts where the belt will come away. Oh yeah, also I want to make sure that this is invisible in the simulation. Otherwise, bad things will happen when you simulate. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and save the shorts like that. I'm going to ignore the shorts button for now. I might just ignore the shorts button completely. Because you're only going to see it when it's undone, and it needs to be on the other side. Or maybe we can just add it in as a texture. I think maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just put it in kind of as a little texture in there. You know what? We're going to do that. I'm going to just put a texture on the undone side. So if it's undone and it opens up, you might see it, and it will just be a texture on the pants. I think we're going to go with that. Anyhow, I'm going to select this. We're going to save this as a wearable preset because I got to save it with the buckle now. I'm so happy how that looks. I think that looks good. All right, let's Genesis 8 is selected, content library. We're going to come over here and save as a wearable preset for the shorts, and save that. Target exists, yes please. And we want to just make sure that we're saving all of that stuff, so that should be good. Okay, let's do the, well, as soon as this comes back. And we'll turn iRay off. I don't need iRay running right now. All right, let's get the shirt on here. And we got 6 places to put buttons on here. So we're going to put a real button here, and then we'll just use instances, 5 instances with a real button. So we're going to start here, and we're going to put nodes, button 01, button 02, button 03, yada, yada, yada. Let's make sure we have the shirt selected, the geometry tool. I'm going to slip into wire texture shaded so I can kind of see what I'm doing. I've got an opacity map on here. I'm going to turn that off. We'll try to remember to put it back on before we save. Because I think with the opacity map, it makes it a little hard to see. There we go. That's a little easier. So we're going to put one right there. And you're going to be node button 01. I'm just going to copy that to the clipboard. Accept that. And then I want one right there. Actually, I'm going to redo. I've been trying to do rigid follow notes a little. Damn it, a little bit different. I inadvertently deleted the shirt. Let's try this again. All right. Okay, select the shirt. Take the opacity map off. Make sure that that's all set to 1, and let's 1, 2, 3, and then I'll put a note in here. I'll see how this works out. Hopefully I don't regret doing this. Control V, 01, and accept. And then what did I got one there? So 1, 2, 3. I'm regretting this already. Never mind. I'm going to delete this node and redo it. I have already changed my mind. Anyhow, I'm just gonna do what I always do. All right, 1. 2. I'm gonna have to figure out what to parent these two. All right, let's put one right there. 3. There. You know what? I'm gonna put up. No, I'll put it right there. Sometimes they don't line up quite the way I would like them to. Node button 4. Right there. 5. And right there. And 6. Okay, I have to figure out which parts of the body we're going to put these on. So basically, let's see, lower abdomen. Nope. Upper abdomen. Nope. Chest lower. I've got 3 of them that will go into chest lower. 6, 5, and 4. So we're going to parent those there. Chest upper. It looks like the other ones are all on chest upper. Okay. Excellent. Okay, now we're just going to zero all of these out. I'll have to pop over here to posing because I can do them all at once. It's just easier for rotating if I pop over to the posing tab. All right, those look good. Now I have to go back over parameters. And we are looking for visibility. I'm going to turn those off. Let's memorize all of that. Let's lock them down. And I'll hit memorize again. I don't know if I can memorize with a locked node or not. So now we're going to take... I don't have that button in here. Let's go get that button. So I should be able to just take this button, parent it to that node right there, which should be right here. And then when we reset that, it should pop into place. We have to line them up still. And now I'm going to make 5 instances of this, and we'll attach them to the others. Is that under create? Node instances. So we'll go with that. We're going to say 5. Accept those. I don't need them to be in there like that. So I guess I can just unparent all of these or something. Nope. You know what? I can just, I'm going to rename these actually. And I'm going to call that like instance 02. And then we put instance 02 with node button 02 and so on and so forth. So that'll be 03. I'm going to make you 04. 05. 06. And then we just kind of parent them to the node with the same number. Is good. Now we grab all of these. They're still somewhere out there. Control E, and they all pop to their nodes. Because these are... And now we're just going to line these up. They are a little large looking, aren't they? Can I just scale you and do the rest follow? I can update the geometry on this, and the rest will shrink down if I wanted to. I may end up doing that. See, I can't see the button because I'm in too close. There we go. So now it's just kind of a matter of... I'm going to turn iRay on because the thickness will pop up while we're doing this. And I want to make sure that we're just sitting a little bit up. Clever me would have set this. So I want to make sure... God damn it. I want to make sure that's not sitting inside. Chris, I'm going to have to call it a night. I'm sitting here falling asleep. All right, Charles, take care, buddy. Thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. CS Bond is leaving the building. All right, how are you looking? You know what? I'm going to texture these before we save them. We have textures for these. I only have to texture the one. We're going the wrong way. Oh no. I use the universal tool and I have it oriented to the object I'm working with. So it kind of makes it easier, at least for me, to do this. I'm inside of something. I'm too close. I can't see my tool when I'm this close. I hate it when that happens. It's so annoying. The universal tool, if you're too close to the object you're working on, you can't see the universal tool. It's like, what the hell? Dude, come on. For real? I don't know. Maybe I will make these smaller. I can easily update that later, though. I don't know. If I make you smaller, do the rest become smaller? I don't think they're linked that way, are they? No, I can make them all. You know, I'm going to put a... If I put a morph on that button, it'll affect all the others. And I'm going to make all of these. I have to do this one, don't I? I'm just making sure my base shader is on. And we're going to run over here to our button folder. And we don't use metallicity with these buttons, so I'm going to crank you all the way down. I'm going to, you know what, I'm going to do these in tortoiseshell because I just like the tortoiseshell. And put our height map over here, normal map, and that's just on the threads. And I have my roughness map. Right there. Oh yeah, there's this little strip here. I gotta make you invisible again, don't I? Oh, it's because I turned the, I just have to put the opacity map back up, don't I? No, you have to be made invisible again. And I have to put the opacity. All right, let's put the opacity map back on. What are you? Creekside, opacity, and then that just needs to be turned invisible. All right, that's looking fine. I'm going to go ahead and save that as a wearable preset. We'll override that one there. Already exists. Would you like to replace it? Yes. And we're just going to do the shirt. I'm also going to overwrite my, once this saves, we're going to re-update our wearable outfit. I got too many buttons in here. I'm going to make those smaller. They look obnoxious. All right, I'm going to stick the cowboy hat on in the the boots. We're gonna resave the outfit with the current version of the shorts and the top. Did I not apply my pose? I guess I did. Oh, you do look like you're posed. Okay. And you know what? I'm going to save this with the hat texture that I did. There we go. I have this kind of straw hat texture on there. And we're going to save this as the outfit. And that's basically what the outfit's going to kind of look like. These aren't the boot textures I'm going to use. I'm going to swap that out for something else. These are from the original Dale outfit where I got the boots. Save you. Saving the outfit sometimes saves me if I inadvertently overwrite the shirt or the shorts or something, because then I have a copy basically in this wearable here. So wearable preset, let's overwrite this outfit. I've got the wrong thing selected, so let's try this again. And there's the hat, there's the shorts, there's the shirt, there's the boots. Let's pose the feet. Save the foot pose. There's the left foot and the right foot. Okay, so that's safely saved away. So I think, so I'm going to do the same, well, I'm not going to do the same thing to Genesis Knight on stream, but we'll have to do that. And also we have to kind of do this for the unbuttoned versions as well. And so what I want to do is, we're going to work on textures now. I have to get these belt holes lined up with that belt buckle. And also, I'm going to put the button on the shorts on as a texture. So that button I brought in here, we don't actually need that. I've changed my mind. I probably should make this a little thinner on the top, but I don't know. You know, it's looking okay. It's looking a little weird. I don't know. I'm going back and forth. I'm going to go back to texture shaded. And actually we're going to go back to wire shaded so I can see, you know, this just basically needs to come over here. We need to do that. All right. I think I'm good in here. I think we're going to play with substance now for a little while. I'm going to redo these holes. We're actually going to put the button on the, and you only see it when it comes undone. And so it's going to just sit on the underside of the flap. And then we can work on color variations. I think I want at least six versions of the shirt. I'm thinking I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a blue gingham. We'll do black. We'll do white. I want to do a camo and something else. I think a floral pattern. So those will be the shirts, and then the shorts will be, we'll do, since we're doing 6 tops, we'll do 6 shorts, and black, white, this blue, a really dark blue, camo, and maybe a khaki. Yep, I think I'll do that. Okay. So we'll get Substance Painter. I don't need you anymore. I still have to texture the boots. I've started the hat. I have a straw texture done. I'm debating whether or not I want to do add a decorative element to the hat, which I would have to model and make textures for. I'm leaning towards maybe not. So there it is, Creekside. So we're going to fix the belt holes first. So I think I'm going to make the holes a little bit bigger. Pull you over a little bit. Let's get up our grid so we can see what we're doing. And let's put this in so the chat can see it all. Okay, display settings. Right here, we're going to show the wire mesh because I need to be able to see. I think this is where I think there's 1, 2, 3, just past the third one. So I'm going to redo 1, 2. I'm going to respace these out so I get a hole right about there. And I think that is that thing there. I'm going to leave this. Actually, nope, I don't actually need that. Let's put a new paint layer in here. Let's do that. Let's do this. And this is just going to be, we're just going to paint a color for black. I think I should punch this onto the normal map. So I'm going to do a color. Our color is going to be black. This is going to be real black. Also, we're going to do height, and we're going to set this to be low. And then I'm going to put a filter on here. And what was it? 1, 2, 3. So I think I have to come out here to 4. This is why I didn't delete this, so I can still see where it is. So if I do maybe like that, and then like that, seems kind of even. And then I can come maybe out to here. I'm going to put a filter on here so this gets added to the normal map. Because right now it isn't, so we'll do that. Add a filter. We're just going to add a height to normal. Set you to 1. So that's that. Also, I wanted to put a button right there on this. So let's just do this. I think Chris Cox snap button. Let me see how that works out. I have a height map. Yeah, we'll do that. I'll do that right there. Let's do the norm. And then there we go. It's a button. I'm going to tweak the settings on that. It's as if it would come through here, so it should line up maybe right about there. I'm going to stick with that. We're going to adjust the settings on this. Oh, I do have a normal map. Do I have a height map? I thought I had a height map. I do have a height map. There it is. I do have a height map. Only you kind of go... I want to tweak this so that it's mostly white. I'm going to swap this out so that the colors are like light gray to white instead of dark gray to white. So it kind of hopefully sits a little better. You are called button underscore snap underscore mail, yada, yada, yada. button underscore snap. Probably in my pictures folder. There we go. Open with Photoshop. I'm going to do this. I'm going to just kind of drag this in here. I'm going to put that underneath. I'm going to set this to, let's rasterize you. Actually, I can just do it this way. I'm just going to set the opacity on that. So it just gets lighter. Probably good enough. And then I'm just going to resave this as file, save as a copy. We'll just call this 2. Save that. Is good. And then we'll reload that into Substance. Actually, I can just drag and drop that, can't I? Cool. I keep forgetting you can do that. I'm going to call you an alpha. And you're going to be snap button. You know what? This is probably good. I'm just going to do that. And we'll import that. And then I'm just going to swap that height map out for that. And I'm just going to get rid of you and add another one. And then just drop this in. So that pops a little better. I'm getting some bleeding with the normal map and the height map underneath it. So we're going to adjust the settings for those so they don't blend. I'm just going to say normal on that. And then on the height, the normal map, say normal on that so that it presents like that. I think this is good. So I think those are the first 2 changes I wanted to do. We wanted to adjust the holes on the belt and add a snap on as a texture. Okay. Control Shift E. 5-channel UDIM should be good. Export that. So I'm going to just come over, and we're going to stick those over here into this folder, provided they generate right. Successfully exported. Okay, well, let's see if you're telling the truth or not. It looks like it did. I see my, okay, that's fine. We just grab those, drag them over to the other folder, say move, replace. Let's take a look at where we are now with the, that's better. Let's turn the iray on and see how this lines up. I might need to move that just a little bit. That's probably close enough though. And I think that's the last of the details before I start knocking out colors. Ooh, now we're going to move that over a little bit. It's just off by a hair. A hair, my chinny chin chin. So I'm going to erase that, put this one back in, and then I'm going to kind of line the other ones up visually off of that. So if I move this over, I'm kind of getting a little bit of an overlap by maybe a third. We should get that lined up. Is what I'm thinking. So this here's just off just a hair, so. Oh, and now I've got all this button stuff up here. I wish there was a quick way I could just delete all of that. Wouldn't that be cool? So I don't need a normal, I don't need a roughness, I don't need metallicity on there. The color's going to be black. I don't need this height map. Drag you over here. You need to be like that big, and you're going to go right about there. So I'm going to put another, I'm going to make this a little bit larger too. So here, let's put another paint layer in here, and that one's going to go there. I'll put one there. You know what? I'll put one there. And then maybe there. I don't know what I just deleted. Okay, let's put a height to normal on this. Oh, your buttonholes too. I don't need you. I probably don't need you. Add a filter. Height to normal map. Set that value to 1. Control Shift E. Export. Okay, these hopefully all generated properly. Okay, let's see how we're looking over here. So you can go away. And if I do this, I think that's pretty close. I can probably live with that. It seems it's kind of coming out of the hole for the most part. Yeah, that's gonna work. Okay. We're happy. We're happy with that. All right, let's make our color sets. Switch you back to texture shaded. So take the strain off of the graphics processor. And here, what do we got? I don't need you. I just need this. And you know what? Your color is from here. So I need, this is the belt. So I need a black version, I need a white version. I'll probably do a tan version. Maybe. We'll see how it matches with our shorts. So let's 1, 2, 3. Turn these off and on as we go. So right here. That's the black. This will be the white. And there's probably good. Okay, we'll make you tan. Not sure if I need a tan, but we'll see. Because we may just use the black, white, and brown. But who knows? Maybe we want a tan. It's probably good enough. And then we have the base brown. Okay, so those are good. Hat base. I don't need the hats. The hats I'm going to do in a separate file. So the shirts. Let's see, where's my color? Color is coming from... I'm just going to add... I'm just going to put colors in front of the... this. And behind these. I think that'll be good. I was looking at stuff earlier. Let's get those and load them in. And do you have... Oh no, the shirt has the right, the shirt has the color selections. So if I put it inside this group, we're good. So if I put my right there, okay. All right, we're going to take a look at some stuff I was looking at a little earlier. If I can find it, there it is. These, I like that. Watercolor stretch. Ginkgo, let's try that. I think there was a G in there, wasn't there? Ginkgo? Maybe not. Gink. Oh, I'm spelling it backwards. Ginkgo. Something like that. I think that. All right. Dang it. There it is. I'm just going to drop that in here. We're just going to move this down to the shorts. To the shirt. Right in front of the... And I only want the color out of this. So I'm going to set that right there in front of the tartan. And we're going to come over here and turn everything off but the color. And I'm going to just tile that up. Let me see what the presets were on that. I think I liked one of the greens. We're going to adjust the tiling on that. So I think I'm going to go with that. So there is that. I was going to do a camo. What did I say? Black, white. I want a fabric that's going to mix two colors in for the shade. I want a kind of a hunting. I was thinking maybe a version of this. Or this. So what are you? You are Spacer Mesh Central Europe. Let's try Central Europe. Spacer Mesh Central Europe. Let's get that one. And we'll see. And I just want the color on this. Same drill as before. So we'll drop that in there. Come up here and just drag it down to the shirts. I'm going to put it right there in front of the ginkgo. And then we're just going to come over here and turn off all maps but the color. Oh, it's got those big weird holes on it though, doesn't it? Yeah, that's not going to work. That's annoying. I was hoping that that wouldn't have the weirdo holes in it. All right, let's try something else. Actually, let's see what of our... I like that pattern as the colors. You know, it's blending in with the ginkgo underneath it. What the hell? 30 years. Yeah, this isn't working. All right, let's try something else. Maybe I can make this look like a hunting. If I switch that blue out for a brown. So maybe let's try that. What are you? You are a universal multicam. Universal multicam webbing. Let's try that. So let's drop that in. Drag it down. Right in there. I don't get a lot of control over the... Oh, there they are. Yay. Anyhow, let's make that a smaller pattern. I don't need the height. We don't need the roughness, the metallicity, or the opacity. We only want the color. If I do that, maybe not quite that much. Maybe like that. If I rotate a little, so it's kind of at a weird angle, might look a little. And then if we make this look more, we swap that blue out for, say, a brown. See, that looks like a nice standard kind of hunting. I like that. There we go. I also want to use this with the shorts, so we're going to copy this. And we'll drag it down into the shorts. Actually, I'm just going to dupe. And let's just bring this down into here somewhere. Oh, there it is. I see it. I'm going to put you in front of this denim, fabric denim washed out. So you're going to sit right there. So that you then, so we can make a denim version of the shorts as well. Yeah. All right, we need black and white for the shirt. And then we'll set up black and white for the denim. And what did I say? Gingham. And I need a gingham. Let me find the gingham first. There it is, gingham fabric. I don't know where you just went. Oh, you're over. Oh, no, I accidentally swapped you in with the nylon. All right. You know what? Let's just drag you into here. We'll put you down. Right there. Okay, we're going to do blue. Here it is, Dorothy Gale blue. Tile that up so it's a little smaller. I like that. I think that works. Do I want that even smaller than that, maybe? Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. All right. That is a go. And do you get two colors in the cotton? You don't. I'm looking for a fabric that I'm going to kind of blend two colors in with. So we're going to use that for our black and our white. So I'm going to turn these off. And we're just going to hunt down. So if we use the burlap, see, burlap has the two. And we're just going to use the color from that, right? And then we can turn off the, like so. I can tile that up, and I got two colors that I can mix in, so we can kind of make, so for white, we have a really bright, and we have a darker gray. We're going to tile that up because I can really see that burlap pattern there. And I'm going to call that white. And we'll just stick you down here in front of the gingham. There we go. That'll be for the white shirt. So duplicate that. This will be for the black shirt. And we'll pop down in here and tweak these to be dark grays. So that gives me the black. Looking good. All right, let's look at the shorts. So I need 4 more dark blue, black, white, and tan. And I think I'm just going to duplicate the denim. And so we're going to hide that so I can see the denim. And if I control D that, hide that, and is that what's generating my color? Oh, and I need some black threads and I need some gold threads too. So stitching. Yep. So control D on that. I'm going to call that white. black. Whoops. Gold. Classic gold jean stitching. Turn you off, and I adjust the color right here. So let's crank the saturation all the way up. I'm not seeing nothing. It's because you turned off. Damn you. It freaked out. It's freaking out on me. Damn it. Damn it, Janet. Oh, I hate it when it does that. I don't know, maybe it'll show up if I switch the base color. There's a glitch in the matrix. I might have to save and redo this. Um, all right, defaults are restored. So I'm going to slide that over to the gold. Maybe saturate you up. So I think that's good for that. Okay, let's see if we can tweak you. You know what? Restore defaults. So as you can see, all of my threads are done in red because it's just easy to then change the colors using this hue, saturation, and lightness. And these are going to be the black threads. So we're going to desaturate them. So of course they vanish. Up, they still vanished. I saw them for just a second. There they are. There they are. There it is. I see it. Oh, there's the black threads. Okay. I think we're good. All right, let's set up these washed out denim looks. So we kind of have this black. I'm going to dial this back a little bit, I think. Phone made a noise. Yeah, we're fine. I've got 5 minutes to kind of get these tweaked. So let's open you up and see what's making those dots. You know what? I didn't see any edge sprays. Those are the vertical. We'll make those darker. Those are the white underthreads. I think those are little white dots. I think that looks good for the black. What did I need? I needed okay, I need a white, so we're gonna take this and let's call you black. Let's duplicate you. And let's turn you off and open you up. And then we'll just come through and slide these back into the light. There we go. That'll be the white. Okay, I got camel white, black. I need a dark blue and a tan. You know what? Maybe I can make the tan from the white. I don't think I did that right. I don't know what I did. There we go. Now I know what I did. So we'll start down here with the denim base. And we'll tweak this. I think that might make a decent tan. I think I'm only going to use the gold with the dark blue. And we use the white with the light blue with the white. I'd like the white with the tan. I think I'm going to use the black on the camel and the black. Okay, sounds good. And then I'm just going to take this and we'll make the dark blue out of this one. And when I get that done, we're going to call it a night. All right, denim base. That's pretty dark. That's because we're going to have to back off on that discoloration a little bit for this one. You know what? That probably gets me there. I like that. So I've got all my things set up. I've got a minute. You know what? I'm going to hit save on this. So now it's just a matter of turning these on and off and saving them out in groups. And then I still have to do a couple more belt buckle textures. We got to do some hat textures and put everything together. We're getting there. We're getting there. So dark blue's gonna go. Had to get up early. See this. Oh, no, no worries, Rod. I appreciate you taking a nap while having me tuned in, man. We're gonna call it a night. Right here. So thank you for being here, Rod. Appreciate that, and anybody else that's out there listening. I will be back in 2 days. 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'm not sure what I'm going to be working on. I might start something new. Charles wants face tattoos on a character. I might do that. I'm hoping that I've got all the textures done, and I'm just working on promos come Thursday for this outfit. So we'll see. I kind of like to try to get the next one started, and I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking sci-fi bodysuit, but I haven't quite. I'm thinking sci-fi bodysuit with maybe just a tight helmet, and we'll have gloves, so it'll be a full bodysuit thing. Is what I'm kind of thinking right now, but we'll see. I'll, when I'm going to bed and when I'm waking up in the mornings, I'm kind of thinking, what outfits should I be making? Oh no, my rod mug is empty. What will I do? Anyhow, thank you all for being here. Hey, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. That would be awesome. If you're on Twitch, stick around. We're going to go find somebody to go hang out with. I know, it's the nicest mug, isn't it? And let's see who's on Twitch tonight. Let's see. It's 9 o'clock. Maybe we'll say hi to Ray tonight. I'm thinking we'll just go hang out with Ray. Let me see. Yeah, we'll just hang out with Ray. Taddy is on, Sally's on, Meeksy is on. But I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go hang out with Ray anyhow. So let's go over and say hi to Ray. Let's do that. Um, hey, I have stuff at Daz. New product came out today. The Cyber Neon Showgirl outfit is now available at Daz. Check it out. Also, feel free to join the Discord. If you put stuff in the gallery over there, we will share it on Saturdays with our Saturday Night Social. Also, I do announce whether or not I will actually be streaming on scheduled streaming days. Next one will be Thursday, 7 p.m. So if something changes, I'll let you know in the Discord. And with that, if there's anybody here who wants to join the raid, feel free to copy these raid calls. This is if you're not a sub. This is if you are a sub. And let's go over and say hi to DJ Ray. Let me make sure DJ Ray's on. I'm just kind of assuming DJ Ray is on because it's 9 o'clock and DJ Ray is almost always on at 9 o'clock. Oh no, Ray is offline. So I'm just going to go hang out with Sally Quinn Creations. Let's see. She is doing art today, so we'll do that. She's been on for 6.5 hours, so she may be raiding out shortly anyhow. But anyway, let's say hi to Sally before I call it a night. Oops, I should put a name in here, right? And I'd appreciate everybody being here. And I hope you all have a good rest of a Tuesday or Wednesday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And hasta la vista, baby.